The news tonight. Buhari celebrates women's invaluable role in advancing Nigeria. INEC presents certificate of return to senators-elect. Adamawa Labour Party governorship candidates Madawaki drops ambition, joins APC. Tribunal set to hear motions by INEC, Tinubu, APC, Obi, LP. Nigerians in Tunisia resist returning home despite racial attacks. Also on the news, Abiodun increases quarterly payment to 1 billion naira. Terrorists impose 2 million naira fine on Zamfara communities. And still on the news, policeman Vandy, who allegedly killed pregnant lawyer on Christmas Day, gets hearing. And too foreign, Spain reduces Nigerian, other African indigenous and migrants entry by nearly 60%. And on sports, Osimhen clinches Best Foreign Athlete Award in Italy. The news in details. I am Morire Rebila Lawal from the channels of Baba Bagede Imo TV. President Muhammadu Buhari on International Women's Day observed on March 8 has celebrated Nigerian women for the invaluable role they have played in advancing the progress of the country since independence. In a statement issued by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, President Buhari saluted the hard work and dedication of Nigerian women working tirelessly and achieving results in different fields of endeavor, from those sacrificing daily in the markets and farms to train the next generation of leaders. So those breaking limits in education, sports, medical fields, arts, entertainment, and even in politics, where they are still largely underrepresented. The president said he is proud to have worked and associated with some of Nigeria's brightest women in his cabinet, government, and the international community. He thanked the Amazons who have served meritoriously as partners in the progress witnessed on political, economic, and social fronts. He noted that against all obstacles, these women in leadership positions have delivered in a society still largely dominated by men. He said he welcomed the contribution of role models and women who have demonstrated that through hard work, dedication, and honesty, greatness can be achieved. And to the next story, the Independent National Electoral Commission on Tuesday presented certificate of return to senators-elect. The chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, presented a certificate to the winners of the just concluded senatorial elections held on February 25th at the National Collation Center, also referred to as the International Conference Center, Abuja. The electoral body at last Wednesday presented the President-elect Bola Tinubu and the Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima their certificates. Below is list of senatorial seats won by political parties by the 10th Assembly. A video shortly.
The FCT, how does it make you feel that you're standing here today waiting to receive this certificate of return instead of him?
Well, fulfilled and pleased that I achieved my goal of changing the leadership of the FCT. So I do feel fulfilled.
But if you look at the situation here, where you have a number of new lawmakers, and you have just 2 women here, how does that make you feel as well?
Well, actually, I think we have 5. I think we're supposed to have 5.
Supposed to. There are supplementary elections pending then, but for now, just 2 women have been named by the electoral umpire.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, 2 or 5 is still abysmal, isn't it?
No, it is a great shame. I really was appalled at how few women there were going into the Senate. That must change somehow, but we must change the narrative.
Well, with regard to women participation in politics and the Senate, what sort of attention do you think women would get in the Senate, considering that very scanty number?
Well, women are people. It depends on the personality of the woman and what she intends to achieve. I think that I will achieve the things I want to achieve in the National Assembly and in the Senate.
So if I ask you now that the FCT has entrusted you with a huge responsibility, taking away one of their own, what would you offer the people going in as quickly as possible?
Correction, I am also one of their own. FCT belongs to everybody, and I will give even better than the person that I took away.
Time. Thank you. We also have Dr.
The governorship candidate of the Labour Party, In Adamawa State, Umar Mustafa Madawaki has shelved his ambition and declared support for the All Progressive Congress APC candidate Aisha Dahiru Ahmed Binani. Madawaki, who is also known as Otumba Ekiti, announced on Sunday evening that he was no longer in the race for the governorship seat in the state. I have decided to put my political ambition momentarily on hold and fully support the gubernatorial candidate of distinguished Senator Aisha Dahiru Ahmed Binani of the All Progressive Congress. This is why, and that is why, I'm calling on all my supporters and followers all over Adamawa State to come out on Saturday, 11th of March, and vote for distinguished Senator Aisha Dahiru Ahmed Binani as the governor of Adamawa State, Madawaki said. Madawaki aimed his decision to pull out of the race on a forced relationship between him and the LP presidential candidate, Peter Obi. Ahead of the Presidential National Assembly elections, Madawaki abandoned the LP presidential candidate, Obi, and supported the APC candidate, Bola Tinubu. Several reporters on March 23, 2023, reported that Madawaki had dumped Obi and collapsed the structure to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
For Senator Aishatu Binani and collapsed all his structures to the APC candidate, Speaking at a press conference in Yola, the Labour Party governorship candidate directed all his supporters across the 21 local governments of the state to come out in their numbers and vote for the APC candidate. In her remark, the APC gubernatorial candidate, Aishatu Dahiru, described the decision of the Labour Party candidate as a welcome development.
From my early days in the APC leading up to the party primaries in the last quarter of the 2023, which became worse when I moved into the Labour Party, and the possibility of going into the governorship election without the cover of a political platform, I have decided to put my political ambition momentarily on hold and fully support the gubernatorial ambitions of an aspiration of distinguished Senator Aisha Dahiru Ahmed Binani of the All Progressive Congress. These are ideals that I personally align with. That is why I am calling on all my supporters and followers all over Adamawa State to come out on Saturday, 11th of March, and vote for distinguished Senator Aisha Dahiru Ahmed Binani.
It has always been my desire for this, my brother from my uncle, to join me and support me in actualizing my ambition.
The Presidential Election Petition Court has listed some motions for hearing this afternoon ongoing. One of such motion is the one filed by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, seeking to vary the orders granted the candidates of the People's Democratic Party and LP, Labour Party, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, to meet materials used for the presidential election. Also listed for hearing today include the motion filed on March 6th by the President-elect Bola Tinubu and his party, All Progressive Congress, APC, for an order to inspect materials used for the last presidential election. Further listed for hearing is a motion by Obi and LP for leave to carry out a digital forensic and physical inspection of beavers, etc. Going on to the next story. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission has reported that only a small number of Nigerian nationals residing in Tunisia have agreed to evacuate the country despite the ongoing racist attacks. The attacks followed the remarks made by the president of Tunisia, Kais Saied, on February 21st, calling for urgent measures against sub-Saharan migrants. NIDCOM Chairman Abike Dabiri Erewa, on our official Twitter handle at Abike Dabiri, yesterday said Ambassador Asari Alotai, Nigeria's ambassador to Tunisia, was in consultation with the Nigerian community. Here is an update on the situation in Tunisia, where blacks have been victims of racial attacks. Our ambassador is on consultation with the Nigerian community on a decision on evacuation. Those that have agreed to return to Nigeria are very few, and the mission is working with IOM to arrange tickets for them. The many others want to wait it out, praying it will soon pass, following the intervention of the African Union and the African Group of Ambassadors. The Tunisian president, however, denied making any racist comment and has called for an end to illegal immigration in the country. From that story, we go to Ogun State. Determined to offset the backlog of pensions and gratuities arrears in Ogun State, Governor Dapo Abiodun has announced the increment of the quarterly pension payment to 1 billion naira. Abiodun made this known while addressing pensioners at an interactive session held at the June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto, Abeokuta on Monday. The governor informed that his administration met arrears of over 80 billion naira and has since deployed ways of defraying it. When we came in, we met pension arrears of over 80 billion naira. We started paying 500 million naira at a time. We'll later increase it to 600 million monthly. If the previous government had been paying, we would not be there where we are today. Abiodun will disclose that no gratuity was paid from 2012 up to when he assumed office in 2019. However, announced an increment of 15,000 naira for pensioners who were previously collecting 5,000 naira monthly pension, wondering how people will survive with such a paltry amount of money at the present difficult time. In case you're just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV. To the next story. Terrorists, locally dubbed as bandits, whose activities are recently resumed in Northwest, have imposed a total sum of 2 million naira on residents of Yambuki, Kadamuta, and Dada communities under the Zurmi local government areas of Zamfara State before they can participate in Saturday's elections, our reporters has learned. Several sources confirmed this on Monday, including a tweet shared by @AM_Salim, a northern social media influencer, on Monday afternoon. He wrote, to verify these claims, Sahara reporters spoke with 2 other residents from the affected communities on Tuesday morning who confirmed that the situation was true and had generated panic among the people in the community. It's true, I was informed during the weekend about this by my relatives in Yambuki, but they have started asking to take a step to inform the appropriate authorities on it. Going on to the next story. A Lagos High Court has fixed April 3rd to rule on a no-case submission filed by the suspended Assistant Superintendent of Police, ASP Drambi Vandi, who allegedly killed a Lagos-based lawyer, Omobolale Rohim, on December 25, 2022. Justice Ibironke Harrison picked the date after defense counsel, Mr. Adetokunbo Odutola, adopted his final written address on behalf of his client on a no-case submission application filed by and before the court on February 20, 2023. The Lagos State government had on January 16th commenced the prosecution of ASP Drambi Vandi by calling its first witness, Inspector Matthew Ame, a police officer present at the crime scene. Vandi had, however, filed an application asking the court to dismiss the suit and discharge him, claiming he has no case to answer. The defense counsel, in his argument, told the court that, to note, none of the eyewitnesses saw the defendant shoot, claiming the bullets could not be linked with any of the firearms recovered from the police officers at the scene. Odutola also urged the court to note the testimony of the pathologist who confirmed that the death of the deceased was a result of a gunshot injury. He also hinted at inconsistency and contradictions of the prosecution witness from top to bottom, urging the court to quash the charge against the defendant and discharge him accordingly. From that story, we go straight to the foreign story. Spanish authorities cut down the influx of African migrants by almost 60%, a statement by the nation's Interior Minister, Fernando Gran Malasca, has revealed. While visiting the European Border and Coast Guard Agency fronted in Warsaw, Poland, last Friday, the minister ordered the agency's director, Hans Letting, to continue collaborating with the Spanish government and its African partners to drive back illegal migrants. Mr. Grant boasted that their collaboration so far had yielded substantial results, noting that Spain recorded a sharp 56.9% decrease in illegal migrants as opposed to the 25.6% recorded in 2022. Lastly, coming from the sport, on a smiling note from a Nigerian plying his trade in Italy, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has backed the Press Sport Foreign Athlete of the Year 2022 award in Italy following his exploit for Napoli. Osimhen is currently the top scorer in the Serie A with a total of 19 goals and 3 assists in 21 games. His form has been key to Napoli's charge for the 2022-2023 Serie A title. According to Stampestory.org, the event is exclusive to Italian pressmen. Napoli President Aurelio De Laurentiis was also present at the award ceremony. The 24-year-old has also been nominated for the Serie A Player of the Month of February. Osimhen has amassed a total of 21 goals and 3 assists in 24 appearances across all club competitions this time. Napoli are top of the table in the Serie A with 65 points after 25 matches. Before we call it a wrap on the world news this hour, more of the major headlines. Buhari celebrates women's invaluable role in advancing Nigeria. INEC presents certificate of return to senators elects. Also, Adamawa Labour Party governorship candidate drops ambition and partners with APC to support for the governorship candidate. Tribunal set to hear motions by INEC, Tinubu, APC, Obi, LP. We also brought to you Nigerians in Tunisia resist returning home despite racist attacks. And on sport, Osimhen clinches best foreign athlete award in Italy. For more updates of our news on YouTube, the handle is Bagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement, security services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your time for advert placements. And on your screen, like I want to say, and for the election coming up on Saturday in Nigeria, let's get to know that no one's blood is worth dropping for Nigeria to move better. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.